Dun 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 dun, chocolate. Dun 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 dun. Sha. Njagala wetolole, boyagala wekolobye, kamunguluza wedora. My name is Engineer Brand, and I am here with the Dema Promotions. Man, you gotta miss not the gospel chat.
Bula sagala undivye, bula ndeka netege.
With Passis Penny.
It's the Dema Gospel Church Show. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Introduce yourself to people that are watching you tonight.
Yeah, by names of Sanyu and I call myself Sanyu International. I'm grateful to God for what He is using me, how He's using me musically, socially, and spiritually.
Why do you call yourself Mars? Because I think that is why it's another continent. I don't know why they call it what Mars. I feel like Mars. I've ever learnt it in history. And then still, why do you call yourself international? Are we so Katifabasagada? We are localists.
Yeah, I call myself international because I believe in the God, in a living God, and I believe that God can do it for me. I believe that God can take me to nations and I can heal nations. That's why when I'm doing music, I do it Luganda, English, and I'm now going to try to do Kinyarwanda, mix up with some Kiswahili to make everyone get touched. We're not doing this to show people that we can sing, but we want to trap more souls back to the kingdom. And then for the Mars, I call myself Mars because my dad used to believe in me when I was still young. He would tell me, you're another big thing. You're a big thing in my family. You're a big thing. So he would tell me, you're actually even a continent. You're even a planet on Earth, and it's impossible. So I would tell him that it's impossible to be a planet again on Earth. But he would tell me, you are, because you're a big story. You can change lives. You can make something great. So I realized there was a source of transformation to some people. So I tried out bringing it out through my talent.
So you've spoken about doing English, Luganda, then some Kinyarwanda. Don't you think that you're limiting yourself because you want to be international? Does it require you to learn most of the different languages in the world?
Yeah, of course it requires me to learn different languages, but I have to start from home. They say charity starts from home.
So which nationality are you?
Am I Ugandan?
Then why did you choose Kinyarwanda in all, you could have chose what, Kiswahili, something like that?
Of course I want Kiswahili and Kinyarwanda because it's hard for those people to understand Luganda, but it's easy for the Kenyans to understand English and then to pull out with some little Kiswahili of Uganda. I'll be mixing up so that the East Africans are also worked upon. So when I go to other countries, they can use English, maybe even some little French. I'm in a French class already. I want to hit up to those sides, France, other nations, America, they understand English. Wow. So I want to add in Kinyarwanda, Kiswahili, and French so that I mix up and we all go crazy for Christ for it all.
Wow. Everyone watching us tonight, it is Sanyu International Onakrologotulese. I told you people, zemnaiseta abantu batamanyi bagala ndetaba ba international ba papasi ba the chosen oba manya mugawulira. Maz, tell us more about your education. Maz, besides music, what else do you do?
I am a medical student. I do both nursing and midwifery. Yes, so if you're there and you feel like you have your mother, you have your wife, and you need private services, of course, I and my team, we can work on that. I'm also planning a lot because I have a Maz Empire, and the Maz Empire means a lot. Some people think it's just pride, or I may be planning to put up just as people say, what nation, some nation, what nation. But for me, I came up with Maz Empire because it's a commercial center. It's going to be a commercial center, a music center, a beauty center. It's going to be a source of everything in there. As we heard of an artist called, is it Akon? He was planning to build a nation over another nation. So I'm also planning to come up with an empire here in Uganda or somewhere where I will be settling for my future. So I'm planning to go commercial somewhere somehow, and then musical within that very place, and then to go to deal with my medical course still within that very place, but to put it in one place.
Wow. I'm so proud of you that you're the first medical person you've had on the show, but still does music. I mean, obikwasaganya cha bino ebintu ebibiri.
Yeah, si byangu nga bw'okimanyi, si byangu ge mazima, but it's passion. It takes the love for something for you to come up with the idea of doing something. You actually learn how to do it. It's like coming to S4 and then people tell you it's going to be hard. You have classes even in the midnight you get. But there is a way that child balances the brain and then tells him or herself, I'll deal with this. So what I have to do, I have to be waking up early, I have to prepare early so that I get done with everything at the same time. They still continue with their time, they still play like they used to play, but they read in the right time and they play in the right time. So right now, as I'm doing my course, of course, that time that I had to jazz around with friends and sit around, that's the time I used to do my music right. So when it comes to weekend, we don't study. That's when I use that time to go to studio, meet up with artists, meet up with promoters, meet up with some big people, media personalities. So it helps me run both at the same time.
Wow. I love the fact that you're so active and you love both of them. Soko mbulireyo Sanyu mazi watandika doing industry ya music, like nogamba kati nyingidde gospel fraternity.
So I used to love singing. Actually, my first song I composed, I was in P7. My teacher told me, we have a handover, we have a closure candidates, you have to get us a song. So I did it and people laughed. People were like, that girl, she's a silent girl in class. How come she did that? Maybe she's just making fun of herself. She can never become, she's silent. She can't manage music. The industry is hard. So I kept quiet. This love of that thing remained in me. Actually, my father loves singing at home. So I see him doing that singing, but he's not into the music industry. So I told him, you know what? You're shy and you fear. You don't believe in yourself. So I'm going to show you that I'm going to achieve your dream and achieve my dream too. Because you're not bringing out what you are. But if you gave me that seed and it came through me that I can also sing like you do, so I'm going to bring it out. And I've always tried working on it. So the dream of me, it was stimulated in 2020, that time when people were so idle and girls were getting pregnant. Others were like, I want a boyfriend. Others want to get married.
Before we continue any year further, so you don't have a boyfriend, Maz?
Me? Currently, I don't have. I've ever had, but I don't have.
So, but I know one crush of yours.
No, I don't have a crush.
No, I know someone crushing on you.
No, it's not true. It's just maybe fun. That's all.
I tell you because I know.
Okay, fine. That's
Off camera, I'm going to get for Maz a boyfriend. I know. Let us continue.
Okay, it came in 2020 when we were in COVID. So this thing.
By the way, that issue of a boyfriend is so serious, by the way. I love the fact that you don't have a boyfriend. Let us continue.
Okay, it came in 2020.
But let us continue.
It came in 2020 when I was idle. My dad never wanted me to get out of the house. He would keep me indoors. He was like, those boys are going to con you, they're going to take you around, they're going to do everything with you and they will dump you. So when I learned that guys dump girls, I was like, okay, what should I do that keeps me busy? I started singing. I would make noise in the whole house, everywhere Maz is around. I would shout, even the neighborhood would hear that Maz is around. So that told me it's better you shout for us than going into marriage, because marriage, you won't shout from there anymore. So shout from your home, your father's home, it's still around. So in that shouting, I stopped shouting. I got the idea of writing. When the idea of writing came in, I joined some group. It wasn't a gospel music group. It was a secular music group. It's for a guy called Abra. That's where I started posting my shouting. I started singing, I record, I push in the group. They tell me, you girl, you shout for us every time you're shouting for us. You like singing. For us here, we are jazzing, and for you, singing for us. So some people got the idea and they liked the way I would sing. They inboxed me out of the noise. People were like, I'm shouting, I'm shouting. The guy inboxed me. He's called Shortcut. He works with a line studio. He inboxed me and told me, you know what? You have the passion. I'm going to pick you out. This COVID, just or let someone drive you, because they never allowed taxis. What? So I had to leave home without telling dad that I'm going to the studio. I left home. I told him I was going to see mom because they are not together. I went. Instead of going to mommy's place, I didn't go there. I went to the studio. Reached the studio. I worked. I made the first project. And it was so amazing. I felt so good. I felt like a star. I felt like everything was over. So that's when I got the idea of like music is sweet, and being in the industry is sweet, because even at school you get the privileges.
Did you dream about this when you were growing up? I mean, did you dream of being a star, like the way you becoming a star when you were young?
Yeah, actually, by then, the only artist we had that we knew was Baby Gloria and Little Tammy. Those were the artists that our parents could allow us to watch. They never wanted us to watch secular songs. So those are the artists that they wanted us to watch. Baby Gloria, Little Tammy. So they would get all their music on our CDs and they bring them for us. So we grew up watching them singing, and we used to admire their voices. The other person I used to love was Adele. I never knew a lot about her, but I loved the way she sings. So as I grew up, I also wanted to be like them. I never knew that maybe if you sing for people and they appreciate you, you're already becoming a star. I just used to sing because I love it. Even if I come out and I start singing loudly, I don't do it for people to appreciate that I have a good voice. No, I always do it because I feel it deep within my heart and I feel the love for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many songs do you have, Maz?
So far I have 6 songs, and within there are collabos in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means from 2020 to 2022 you have 6 songs.
Yeah.
That is something good, by the way.
Yeah, because I'm going to make her. Yeah. In 2020, actually, when the idea came, the project didn't come out there and then. That project came out in 2021.
So you've told me that you started from the secular side of it. What inspired you to cross to this other side of the gospel fraternity?
As I was growing up, I always told God, my voice is to glorify you. Yes, we are human, and maybe we use our tongue, we use the lips, we use the mouth to speak whatever comes out of our hearts. At times we curse, we use the same mouth to do whatever we do. But I always told God, my voice is not for any man to appreciate. At times people call you and they're like, you girl, the way you speak on phone, it's like you understand what you're doing. I tell them that's how I speak. That's my voice, and my voice is to glorify God. If I sing, I'm happy that people get touched and people's lives change. That's what I always embrace. I don't embrace it when someone tells me, you girl, you have a sweet voice. No, it doesn't make a big deal to me. Even that man comes around and tells me, I heard you singing, you sing so nicely. I'll be like, whatever. It's not a big deal to me.
You be like, what? You be like, what?
It's not a big deal to me. Wow. But if someone tells me, Maz, I was so down, I was depressed, and I heard your music and it really worked out for me, I thank God that it blessed my life. I always go back in the room and bang the door and then thank God, oh really God, thank you that you're using me to change people's lives. So I always want to be a source of transformation, not a source of pride or source of whatever that people think we artists want to be.
Everyone watching us tonight, we are with a girl. Omwana nabagambye ajawulira manyi byayagala, and she has a sweet voice. Sanyu Maz International. Yatunyonyode why she's called Maz, Natunyonyola why she's called International. And I have a feeling you also know the meaning of the word Sanyu. So kakati behavior. Bigategate or Jafuna, the true definition of the person we've brought tonight for you. Sanyu Maz. I want also to ask you another question. In this gospel fraternity that you've been in, Luimba Chiroga Manchidono, when Nalukuba, Rera, Ringango Ranzigurida Wenziji.
Nga bw'okimanyi nti bw'oyingira music industry waliwo ensobi ze tukola abantu ne batutereeza. So when I was entering the music industry, samanya nti maybe you have to release one song by one zakafuluma kenta. I don't give it maybe even a period, maybe this is supposed to be released after this. So I've been just learning it all. I've been allowing people to teach me how the music industry runs. But the time I heard the Abedao song, people liked it so much because it's so touching and it's educating. The time I read that song, I felt like no one was by my side. It was a second COVID season. So I had already done the other first song in the first COVID. It was released in 2021, January. Then that very January, I had a lot of attacks. When those attacks came in, I realized no one was by my side. No one was supporting that thing. I was in it alone. It was so hectic. It was over my head, and I wanted to maybe quit people, but I couldn't quit the zeal in me. I couldn't quit music. So I was like, instead of quitting my music, let me quit people. I even broke my lines. I wanted to keep the phones away. I wanted to keep away from people. I just wanted to keep alone. So that's the time I went to studio and wrote the Abedao song. I realized no one was with me. And that Abedao song is so... people like it.
Can you give us the capera of Abedao song? I may also be here when I'm so broken, when I'm so low. Nemampa capera, mnango moenda, gusukira mpola. Give us the capera and then we go forward.
Okay. The kind of love that you got for me, Lord, keeps me coming for more, 'cause I really never got to deny this. I still love, I still doing you a delight. Stuck in me, goodness, Baba. 'Cause I love the way you handle. You handle me, and I love the way you fight for. You fight for me.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you have a sweet voice. Nanga chungamba whatever. You have a sweet voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, but then Kalinzeka whatever. Nzirike. I also want to ask you another question, Sanyu Maz. In the gospel fraternity that you've been in, from 2021, since you released that first project, what are some of the achievements you can be like, yes, this one, I've got it from the time I joined the music industry?
The achievements are, so far I won't speak of great achievements, but the little God has given me is the connection. God has really connected me. God has connected me to Penny, the beautiful lady. God has connected me to the Dema family. God has connected me to great artists, and I couldn't believe it. And it's been so easy for them to become my friends. I don't know why, but when you speak to them about yourself, you know, there is a rejection. You can speak to someone, yes, you have money, you're beautiful, and you have everything, and then you reach out to an artist and they give you less time, or maybe they reject you. But I've tried to inbox or get out or reach out to big artists, and they've received me. Not because I'm beautiful, not because I'm rich, not because I'm educated, not because I'm talented, but by the grace of God. Yeah. The big artists have not rejected me, and I thank God for the great connection He's made for me. And that's all I always wanted. Wow. Yeah.
And okay, apart from the connections and everything, we have a feeling you faced some challenges as you, in this little time of almost a year that you've been in the gospel fraternity. What are some of the challenges, and tell us how you've overcome them?
Yeah, the greatest challenge I've faced is school and music. It's so hard. People can never love you with all your weaknesses and your strengths, of course. But time came at school, I would leave school because I want this and I want the other. So I would do school from the lectures from Monday to Friday. Saturday I would leave school and then come for studio work or show something, anything that is musical. So people started speaking rumors at school, you know, campus life, institute life is the same as campus life. So people would think she has a boyfriend. She's going to see the boyfriend and they will kill her from there. She'll get problems, you know, those girls what. And now she's in the music industry. She's going to get spoiled. And I knew what I wanted. I was so focused. I told God, I'm going to shame the devil. Let them speak whatever they are speaking, but I know what I'm going out for. I'm not going for a boyfriend. I'm not going for marriage. So they started saying she's married. So when time came, I released my first song. People said, she released that song. Now she's getting spoiled, you see. When they heard that song, other people were challenged because they saw the achievement has already come out. So they told me, no, maybe she's a producer, I think. Now she has a song. I think she's a producer. And she's married. So she goes to the marriage and again the studio she works, maybe she's the producer of her own self. That's why she leaves school always. So I couldn't balance. Actually, I was a leader in school. I had the music, so they would look for me everywhere. The school heads would look for me too because I'm the health minister. They would look for me to see that the health sector in school is real. And for me, I would be out of sight. They would not see me. So they would look for me, they would hunt for me. So words came around the campus. I was the story. I became a bad girl, everything. Even back home, my aunt turned against me. She started telling my dad, that girl, she doesn't sleep around. She comes from school, she sleeps at home. Where could she have been? I would tell her I'm from school. I've just come home to do the recording. I'm going back to school. So she wouldn't understand anything. So I chose to.
That problem of rumors.
Yeah, so the way I faced it by explaining it to my dad because my dad loves me. So he understood me. So every time they would report to him that your daughter is not at school, he would just tell me, it's okay. They told me you're not in school and I know it's fine. I know what you love better. So go on, leave people, keep quiet. Do not fire them back. Just keep quiet. Do what you're supposed to do and everything will be okay.
So all that you did was to keep quiet and you didn't fire them back. That is how you handled that.
I kept quiet and prayed because you can't shut the lips of the enemy without praying. Wow. I have to pray. I have to fast for my ministry because I take this as a ministry that God is going to reward me with, not people to reward me. So whatever people say, I take them to be the devils. They are fighting against my ministry. So I keep quiet, I let them be, and I also let myself be what I'm supposed to be by praying and keeping quiet.
Everyone watching us tonight with a wait tulina omukyala mukama gwe bayita Sanyu International. Omwana ono nga alina ebintu byayiseemu, and she has been in the gospel fraternity for almost a 1 big year and she has 6 songs. I'm going to ask you one of the last questions, Sanyu Mars, and the question would be, what do you consider being success in someone's life according to you?
We all set goals in life. Yeah, actually I may be successful for this year because I may set my goals from January. You know, we Christians, when we are entering a year, you always have your logbook where you write your achievements of the year. The moment you succeed in anything, you're already successful. But it doesn't mean that you should stop because even successful men, they still work harder and harder. I may plan to have a house or a bungalow or a mansion this year. If I construct it, I'm successful in that particular thing. But I'm not successful in life because there are people that are greater than me. If you buy a car that you're dreaming to bypasses, it doesn't mean that you're already successful in everything because you'll have challenges somewhere else. Maybe you have a challenge with educating your kids, you have a challenge with your music, you have a challenge at your workplace, but then you have a car. it doesn't mean that you're not successful in it. You just go and tick and you thank God that I'm successful, that I bought my car. That's my success already. But still I have to work harder for more and more, because in life you can't stop eating. You can never stop eating till you're dead. So someone qualifies to be successful when all they've been planning from back up to where they are has come to their life, or even more than a half of what they've been planning is already into their lives. If I plan by 25 I must be married, I must have a car, I must have a house, it doesn't mean that life has stopped. I have to educate my children. That is also another success.
Sanyu, how old are you?
I am 20.
So by 25 you want to be married?
Oh, that was just an
example.
Actually, for real, I have to be married by 25. I have to marry that very year, 25, when it's getting done.
Don't you think 25 is far? Because have someone who loves you. Actually,
Funny. Okay, we are on air. I won't say anything about that. I know she's making fun of me, but that's the fact.
Okay. Sanyu, jakala weke bigambira amagezi byo fans bo, just words of wisdom that they expect to hear from you. And since you're a gospel child, gospel musician, and you love Jesus Christ, and you've also done your education, and you're also a musician at the same time, baka ebigambo byogamba upcoming aliyeyo nga ayagala okuyimba n'etayagala kusoma, ayagala ng'asoma n'etaneezuula, ate nga muto myaka emisaayi emito nga ggwe, beerako ebigambo by'omugamba. Waliwo abaagala okuyimba ennyo naye nga tebaagala kusoma, waliwo abasoma nga tebaneezuula, kitegeera, but they are also growing up like you. What are some of the words that you can give to them so that they can also wake up from their slumber and do exactly what they're supposed to do?
The music industry, what it has really taught me, it's not to be desperate. When you show anyone that you're too desperate for anything, those people will take you for granted. Up to now, I'm still facing that thing. People, if people see that you're willing to do anything for anything, they will take you for granted. You meet the producers, you meet the promoters, you meet the managers. Someone wants to manage you for something, not even money, but they want to manage you for something or for you yourself. So if you're too desperate, those people will take you for granted. You have to show someone, I want this, but then if you're to help me, help me. If you're to need money, I'll give it to you, or I'll work for it. Just work for something. If at all you want music, either use your parents, either use the right people. In life you have to have mentors, people that mentor you. If at all you're facing a challenge, the producer wants you to do this or the manager wants you to do that, meet your mentor, speak to them about this. Tell them, you know what, I'm facing this and this. So and so has told me they want to do for me this and this. What should I do? They will give you the knowledge, or they will speak to those people themselves. So that person will not have that right of taking you for granted, because they will know that you have a backup behind you. But if a person realizes that you have no backup, your parent is not on your side, they will think you're alone and they have to do anything with you. So I encourage you not to be desperate, to have mentors, to seek out people that can help you deal with people that are mature in mind. And another thing, it's for you to be patient. If something isn't really working out so soon, don't get tired. Or togwamu manya chintu techija like that. Chintu techimala gajja techimala gabeerawo nkigundi. Akedde ku macha nayimba nafukirawo star. Yes, abamu babeerawo lwakasima. Oba abakitandikidde mu season ye. Naye oba okitandise nga si season ye, wait for your season. You're gonna be successful and fruitful. We shall see you by your fruits. Nekirala, better prayerful. If something is hard for you, speak to the Holy Spirit. Tell him, you know what? I'm stranded here and there. Bring the right people to my side. I want to do this. I want to see this working out this year. Or I want to do this. I want to pursue this in this year. The Holy Spirit will be smart. He'll connect you to the right people. As he connected me to these guys, they are really loving and they are kind. Meet me or find me on my Facebook at Sanyu, Twitter at Sanyu. Actually, my WhatsApp for only business and advices and counseling. Of course, I'm my counselor. meet my WhatsApp number on Facebook. If you Google Sanyu, you'll find my music right there. Yeah. See you.
Sanyu, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and you come on the Dema Gospel Chat show.
Actually, it's my pleasure. I always loved meeting this lovely family, and I don't know where I'm going to sleep today because I've met Passis, I've met the Dema family. I'm so humbled.
We are also humbled. Tweyanziza nnyo, tweyanzege, webale kubeera mukyala mulungi.
Ekitiibwa kya Mukama.
That is how the show has been for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much. It has been the girl, Sanyu International. She has told us more about her social media handles. Please just go and click in that name and then follow her on each and every social media that she has given us. Thank you so much for those that do love Dema each and every day and give us the energy to also bring more other artists. Remember, we are here not only to have fun, but to give you words of wisdom, words of encouragement, and to get you out of your slumber, because we believe that you are in this world for a reason. We don't want you to sit, just sit home, and then when you can do something.
Njagala wetolole, boyagala wekolobye, kamunguluza wedolole. My name is Engineer Brand and I am here with the Demo Promotions. Man, you gotta miss not the Gospel Chat.
Bula sagala undibye, bula ndeka netege.
With Passis Penny.